Stay tuned, you are now watching the Brian Roberts Guitar Academy. In this video I'm going to show you the purpose of the fifth and how that exists in music and how to understand it as a guitar player. In this video I'm going to go over one of the most essential tools for a guitar player, the power chord. The power chord essentially isn't technically a chord, it's a dyad, or two tones. A chord needs to be three unique tones. Anyway, that's the music theory behind it. What it means for guitar players is a shape, and it's a very common shape. The more comfortable you get with this shape, ultimately it will behoove you in the long run. So what a power chord is a 1 and a 5. What is a 1 and a 5? It has to do with intervals, okay? So if you've been learning scales and you've been counting out tones as you play the scale, for this instance I'll just do a basic G major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Each one of those tones in reference to this 1 has a specific interval number to it, or a tone, okay? So what a power chord is a 1 and a 5. So in order to get a 1 and a 5 together, we identify where 1 is, happens to be the root note G, and then we find where 5 is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right there we have a 5. We add that with 1, and we have a 1 and a 5. This right here, this right here is a power chord. Kind of awkward with your middle and ring finger, middle and pinky. Typically how you'll see a power chord played is with the index and the ring, but you still have the 1 and the 5. This shape is a universal shape for the most part. Once you start moving into other strings, it gets a little different. But what you want to understand is that this shape, this distance, 1 string down, 2 frets over from your index finger, is the power chord shape. So wherever you take it is going to be a power chord. What gives the power chord its name is an index finger. Wherever the index finger is, that's the name of that power chord. So in this instance, if I'm playing here at the first dot, 3rd fret, and I apply the power chord shape, I'm playing a G power chord, or a G5. Okay? If I were to take my index finger and place it down at a D note, and apply the power chord shape, 1 string over, 2 frets over, now I have a D power chord, or a D5. So what you want to do is you want to visualize where your index finger is, and the other part of your hand, in this case the ring finger, will fall into place. Okay? If this stretch is too drastic for you down here, you can always start the power chord up here, like the 12th fret or even higher, where the frets are a little bit closer to each other. And similar to having somebody slowly push you to have like your legs stretch out or whatever, you can slowly slide down, and as you inch down fret by fret, the frets will become a little wider, 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 until eventually you're already stretching out that way. So this is the power chord. So wherever you take that shape, you have a power chord. It gets kind of squirrely when you start playing with the cheese graters, the E, B, and G string. It's no longer a 5 as we understand it. But as far as the wound strings go, you're pretty safe playing this power chord. Once you get that concept down, you can incorporate your pinky underneath that ring finger on the next adjacent string. And then you have a fuller sounding power chord. And you can take this shape anywhere on the E string, anywhere on the A string. So if you know your note names, you can play an E power chord, a D power chord, a C power chord, a B power chord, an A power chord, and a G power chord. If you understand sharps and flats, you can play a G flat power chord, a G sharp power chord, or an A flat power chord, an A power chord, an A sharp power chord, or a B flat power chord, a B power chord, a C power chord, a C sharp power chord, or a D flat power chord, D power chord, D sharp power chord, E flat power chord, and an E power chord. So now you're probably powered out. but there you have it. Now you have a power chord, and now you understand how it's built. It's a 1, it's a 1 and a 5. So now you know how to play a fifth, or the power chord. Thanks again for watching. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, maybe give me a request, and I'll try to answer any questions that you may have.